well on this Sunday. Decided to come out here and talk about real estate and how to get to financial freedom. And believe it or not, it can be done even in this market right now. I know the market's not good right now. This is actually a sign of opportunity. Things are going to be on sale. People are going to be holding back. This is actually the best time, believe it or not, to get into real estate or start a business. You'd be surprised. Like back in the day, I think it was during the Great Depression, there was a lot of businesses that were actually started, believe it or not. So when down times are like this is actually a really good time to start things. I'm thinking of a time that was recent, maybe 5 years ago, but when we had COVID, people don't realize businesses were started then during COVID, right? Online business was booming back then, right? Because people couldn't go from place to place. Some places were shut down. And then come to find out, a lot of people were doing things online, teaching things, teaching different crafts and skill sets, shopping online, and online became the way, and now it's done nothing but gotten stronger and even getting better. So during these times is actually a great time to get started in any type of, well, I wouldn't say any type of business, but a lot of businesses, and a lot of businesses get created. But I'm speaking of technically, or specifically real estate. I'm just telling you what I've done over the years, and there's no perfect time to get started in real estate. All I can say is just get started now. That's really the key, because you have to go out there and create opportunities. You can't wait for a perfect time. All right. There's never, and I have to say this over and over again, there's never a perfect time to get started in the real estate. Okay. Um, Interest rates are going to change. People in office are going to change. The market is going to change. It's just the way it is, and there's no way around it, right? This is not like hopscotch where you jump rope and then you go in at the perfect beat. It don't work like that. And I knew that at a young age, and that's why I just said, you know what, I'm going to learn this information and I'm going to go. I'm going to get in, because you have to look at it like this: the longer that you wait, the less time you have to enjoy, and that's going to be a lot of people. Procrastination is gonna stop you, and it's gonna hold you back. But my story was, when I got laid off from corporate America, I needed a change. That was the mind shift change that I needed. Getting laid off from corporate America, and then I started to realize, wait a minute, I need to have assets in my life. I need to build and start purchasing assets instead of liabilities. Purchase assets that throw off cash flow, that'll make money for me no matter what. So we're in a government shutdown, and guess what? I still got paid on October 1st, 2025. That's when the shutdown began. But guess what? It doesn't affect me. Even though I'm getting paid from the government, my income still comes in. And you have to remember, for those that don't know, I'm here in the South, and I've been doing real estate since 2000. And most of my tenants are low income housing Section 8. And I wouldn't change it for nothing, because even during COVID, the 2005 situation that we had with COVID, I still got paid. During the 2008 crash, I still got paid. And I'm just telling you, in order to get ahead financially, this is what I've learned from the wealthy. All of them have assets, some type of asset, whether it's real estate, whether it's crypto, whether they own their own businesses, whatever it is, because we understand that exchanging time for wages is only going to last you so long. How you doing? You can only, when you're dependent on a corporate America job, and they can let you go at any given time, and you're only capped out on so many hours you can put in and how many hours you can work, you're capping yourself. I just tell people all the time, when it comes to real estate, it's, for me, it's not about the fancy cars or anything. I just wanted a backup plan. So just in case something were to happen, I have another stream of income. The wealthy have income coming in. They have multiple streams of income. You can Google it. Wealthy have at least 7 streams of income. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and start 7 businesses. That's not the point. Start with one. While you're working at corporate America, and while you have a steady stream coming in, start you up another side hustle. I recommend real estate. Why do I recommend real estate? Because no matter how you look at it, people have to have a place to live. There's no way around it. People are always going to need a place to live. And looking at it, real estate has been longer than stocks, mutual funds, IRAs, and now crypto. People have to have a place to live, and that's how I did it. I kind of reverse engineered it. I wanted to find out how most millionaires are making their money. I found out after googling it, it's through real estate. Owning real estate. Let me make that clear fact right there. I am 7, so I don't get a lot of it. Okay, if you're only 7, it's not going to do you no good. Um, but what I'm saying is that when it comes to this, owning real estate is the key. It's not rent arbitrage. It's not fix and flip. It's not wholesaling. When you own the properties, that is the key right there. The major factor right there. So I don't do fix and flip and wholesaling. I used to do fix and flip, but I started to realize with fix and flip, what's taking place is I just created another job. So when I could do the buy and hold strategy, which is what I do, and rent out to Section 8, I do traveling nurses, I rent out to insurance companies, just to name a few. But the point is, when I hold on to it for a long time, now, now I'm making and building my wealth. Okay, now I'm building my wealth. All right, so I just come out here, guys, and show you how to get to financial freedom. This is something that's doable. You don't need a degree for this. You don't need a license. You don't need to spend 4 years in college. You don't. The sad part is they don't teach us this in school, but you can do this. This is something that's achievable. You just got to put your mind to it. And sadly enough, a lot of people just don't put their mind to it. You know, people come to me and say, "Man, this, real estate is hard." No, it's really not hard because you have a blueprint. Just follow somebody that's done it. Let me tell you what's hard. Working for somebody day in and day out, 5 days a week, or in some cases more for most, getting paid on Friday and Monday again you're broke. That's hard. Multiply that by doing that 10, 15, 20, 30 years, still have nothing to show for it. And then the next thing you know, when you retire, you still have no money. And then you look back on your life and you're saying, what did I do? That, my friend, is hard. It's extremely difficult. And unfortunately, a lot of people are doing that because they procrastinate or they fear. Procrastination can kill your dreams. You don't want to do that. That's why I tell people, you got to have that now mentality. When do I get started? Now. No opportunity wasted. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. It's like, why not take a chance? You know, if you keep doing what you're doing, working at this job, and I'm not telling you to quit your job, that's not my point. If you only have a job, you're setting yourself for financial failure. That is the truth. Because you're going to keep working and working and living life for somebody else instead of for yourself. You're going to be making somebody else's dreams come true instead of your own. All right. So I just say, hey, look, make some changes. All you got to do is learn a new skill set like real estate investing. The good thing is you don't have to wait as long as I did and become successful. You could do it a lot quicker when you're learning from somebody that's already done it. Who could agree with that? It's a lot easier if you had instructions like if you're making something, what do you do? When you're making something, you get instructions. Somebody's already done it before. It makes it a lot easier. That same thing with doing real estate. Get a mentor, learn from somebody, get their ebook, course, whatever. And I wish I had this information back then. Why is there a 7-year-old? Yeah, I don't know. I saw that in my chats earlier. But I'm just telling you guys, there's so much opportunity out here. But if you're unhappy in your situation and you're living check to check and you're broke and you know you can't make ends meet, and say you have some money set to the side because we're about to, some people got their IRS tax money. Some people may have got an inheritance. Somebody has some money saved up. A lot of people come to me when they transfer their money from crypto, whatever it may be. If you have $15,000 to $20,000, that's a good start to get into real estate. That's a very good start to get into real estate. If you've got $15,000, $20,000, that's a really good start. Again, you're not going out here paying cash for these properties, and you don't have to have perfect credit. So if you think you need a 780 or 90 or 800 credit score, that's not the case. Now, I will tell you this. If you have great credit, that's a good start. but there's other methods that you're not aware of, and I'll leave the link in my profile. But I will show you how you can go get these um, properties and not have to pay cash, because that's not what you want to do. All right, you don't need to pay cash for no property. I never do that. I don't care if I won the lottery, because the key is I want to leverage by using other people's money. Creative finance. That's the key. It's not about trying to go out there and pay cash for it. And me personally, when my properties go up in value, I'm pulling the equity out. That's the beautiful thing about real estate. I get to pull the equity out. It's still being rented out. I'm getting cash flow. I get to keep the property, and I get to go out and go get more. There's, I, I can borrow against my property, which I do all the time, to go get more deals. You can't do that with crypto or all these other investments out here. But the point I want to let you know, guys, is if you're sick and tired of being broke, and you know all you're doing each day is making somebody else rich, and you're putting all this time and effort in, why not channel that energy for yourself and do the same thing for yourself? I'm not saying it's an overnight success. It takes time, but you know working for somebody else is not getting ahead. Why would you do it? I know that's how I used to think. It's like, okay, this corporate America gig ain't what it's cracked up to be. I used to work 12-hour shifts at the plants, and I remember every single day that I went in, I was making somebody else rich. Every single day I went in, I'm making somebody else rich and passing on my own dreams, not spending time with my family, not being with the ones that I love and enjoy. Think about it. You commute to work to deal with a boss you don't like, when all you got to do is say, you know what, I need to learn a new skill, like real estate investing, and do the buy and hold strategy and get and rent these properties out and get paid every single month guaranteed. That's exactly what happens. October 1st, we had a government shutdown. I still got paid. 2008, we had the housing crash, still got paid. 2018, another government shutdown, still got paid. So I'm just telling you, there's other ways to make income out here instead of working just for corporate America. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm just saying there are other methods out here to bring in income, and it's all legal, and you can do it. So I just tell people to believe in yourself, because you have to sit back and say, you know what? I need to take that time out to believe in myself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is going to believe in you. It's just the way it is. You have to believe in yourself and your capabilities. And it takes one day at a time, just one day at a time. One small moves is what it takes to build up your confidence and be able to make this happen. Because I know for me, the way I internalized it was, if I keep doing what I'm doing, working at this job that I don't like, I'm going to keep getting what I'm getting. And this is the truth. If you don't change your situation, you're choosing it. That's exactly how it was taught to me. If you don't change your situation, you're just choosing it. And nobody's coming here to save you. Nobody's going to come here and say, you know what? We're going to drop about $1 million in your bank account. It ain't ever going to happen. It ain't ever going to happen. So what's the best thing to do? To sit there and look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm going to do this for me and my family, or for me and my loved ones. Because I couldn't imagine working all those years, then retiring, and then looking around and saying, man, I'm broke. I spent all those years making somebody else's dreams come true, and I passed on my own. And a lot of people come to me like that towards the very end, or they're 40 or 50 years old, and they start to realize, wait a minute, this system that I was taught doesn't work. I went to school, got a degree, didn't get the job that I wanted, and I'm at a job I don't like, and I haven't built no wealth, and I don't have no savings account. That, unfortunately, that's most people. They live check to check. They have no money in their bank account, and they know that they can't go 1 month without working. If there's a bad injury or they get hurt, most people cannot make it. Statistics show that 76% of Americans today are living check to check. That and alone should be scary enough to say, you know what, I got to make some changes in my life. And I just tell you what I did, like I said, is I buy assets like real estate that throw off cash flow every single month. And I like what Warren Buffett said. Excuse me. He said, If you don't find a way to make money, just all you got to do is listen to the wealthy people. It doesn't mean we're going to need to be billionaires and millionaires, but listen to their quotes, listen to their strategies, listen to their way of thinking. Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money passively, you're going to work until you pass away. And if you think about it, it makes sense. He's saying as long as you're exchanging time for wages, the system is not set up for you, it's set up for them. Well, who is them? Corporate America. The job that you work for, you're making them rich. That's exactly what he's saying. So, how do you get out of it? Start a skill. Start a skill set that you can own, like I teach real estate investing. When you understand that, and you can learn a skill set like buying these properties, not using your own money or very little bit of your own money, using OPM, other people's money, renting them out and getting paid every single month and having several houses, multiple houses, this is what's going to get you out of the rat race. They don't tell you this in school. They don't tell you this in our education system. It's only teaching us how to work for somebody else. That's how it's that's how it's categorized, right? That's how it's set up. Until you start to realize, wait a minute, there's a better way. And I didn't only learn this until I started getting uncomfortable by getting around a new surrounding. I started hanging around successful people, people that had businesses, Amazon businesses, or real estate, or they're contractors or roofers or whatever. I wanted to hang around these people because I'm trying to figure out what the secret sauce is. I'm trying to figure out how they were able to make it and not be dependent on corporate America. Success leaves clues, leaves a lot of clues. All we got to do is pay attention, believe in yourself, and then take action. But a lot of people just lack this information, and that's why I tell you, all right? If you want to learn more about real estate investing, especially from somebody like myself who's in it and has been doing it for the past 20 plus years, I'm going to leave a link down in the description of my ebook. It's a bundle package. You're going to learn about the game of real estate, the three main things that I teach: find, fund, and flow. You're also going to get a video on how to deal with different tenant bases, like I did with low-income housing, Section 8, traveling nurses, insurance, and event spaces, so you can make higher than market rent. I'm going to show you the 7 steps to get started in real estate. This stuff is powerful, but it's not going to do you any good if you don't pay attention or you don't listen or don't take action. That's the truth. So just here to teach you, because I was able to break the code in my family situation, and now I'm able to show others on how they can do it too. But owning real estate is really, to me, the most effective method. And again, all you have to do is Google it. How do most millionaires make their money? It's through owning real estate. When you start to the point to where you're owning assets and they're throwing off cash flow, you're winning every time. So there you go. Decided to come on for a little bit and talk. But again, I'm going to leave my ebook down below. And if you enjoy it, read it, take action, learn it, repeat, and do it again, and start buying even more real estate. Now is a really good time. Everything's at a discount. Everything is good right now. So it's never a perfect time. I just tell people, get started now. The quicker you get started, the more time you have to enjoy your dreams. All right, see you in the next live. Stay safe.